So today we're going to be talking about Netflix, particularly why I personally no longer watch movies or TV shows habitually, right? Now, I want to start off by saying this is just, this isn't really based in science, right? This is not I'm not pulling up research articles or anything. Not that this is a very scientific topic, but this is more just like my personal experience. I don't think I need to elaborate on detail about why binge watching TV shows and movies is bad for your life. And I mean binge watching, right? Because I'm not gonna be a purist and say you can never watch a TV show or a movie again, right? No, me in particular, I don't love movies, but I do watch one time to time. Every now and then I watch some TV and whatnot. But primarily I watch YouTube, right? Because YouTube, whereas movies and TV are kind of just mostly a time waster. I'm sure there's some educational series and documentaries that you'll learn from, but for the most part, it's pretty much a waste of time, right? Whereas YouTube can be a double-edged sword. So as much time as you can waste on YouTube, you can learn a lot from YouTube. I've learned so much about video editing, personal finance, fitness, whatever, in the same way as I've also wasted enough time on YouTube watching complete garbage. So that's like the primary difference, and I predominantly watch YouTube. But with that out of the way, we're going to talk about Netflix and TV shows. So the main reason why I personally stopped was, I forget when exactly this was. It was probably when I got a bit into like self-improvement or just kind of started working on myself. One of the first things I looked at was time management. You don't have to look too deeply to realize that these things, movies and TV shows, are a big time waster, right? And, so that's one reason, obviously, it's just time. I don't think I need to further explain. The main reason which I quit, which I want to talk about with you today, is sort of the emotions you get from movies and TVs and kind of the mental feedback, right? Now, I remember I was watching a movie, I think it was Yes Man with Jim Carrey, right? I was watching that movie one night, and, it's like a funny, feel-good type of movie, right? And so I feel all these emotions, feel really good after, laughing, whatever, and then I turn the movie off. I turn off Netflix, or however I was watching it, whatever streaming platform. When I say Netflix, that's synonymous with any other streaming service or place you watch movies and TV. But I turn it off, and then it's like, I feel good, right? In the same way you watch Rocky, and you're super motivated, ready to take on the world, blah, blah, blah. But I kind of had to, without consciously doing it, I sort of self-examined, I guess you could say. And I kind of just thought to myself, that's what it is. I thought to myself after watching this movie, I feel all these emotions, but none of it is rooted in my reality, right? When we habitually watch Netflix and movies, which is something I used to do a lot, you're attaching yourself to storylines and plot lines and characters that are fictional. And once I was able to step back and sort of think about that, really made me think, damn, that's pretty sad. In order for me to feel these highs and lows of emotion, I have to just waste time and sit and watch a movie, right? Instead of going throughout my life viewing myself as sort of the main character, right? Not that life is about us, but you know what I mean, right? Instead of viewing my own life as sort of a movie and enjoying, the longer, less instant gratification like emotional cycles of my regular life, I have to sit here and take in this microwave express form of content to just speed run that cycle. I want to feel love, I want to feel thrill, I want to feel fear, suspense, all these things just in this speed run sort of cycle that doesn't do anything for your life. It doesn't do anything for you. It's just trying to make you feel certain emotions off of just sitting down for a couple of hours, right? it feels wrong almost, you know, thinking, as I think to myself, it's like, or as I thought to myself in that moment, it feels kind of wrong, not maybe like morally incorrect, but like it just doesn't feel right that I just felt all those emotions and I did nothing for 2 hours. I just sat there like this. I didn't actually do anything. A lot of times movies and TV shows are a way to escape reality, which is a problem, right? You know, understandably so, these plot lines in movies and TV shows are much more interesting than our regular lives, right? The adventure that Neo from The Matrix goes on is probably much more of a interesting storyline than me putting on my first 10 pounds of muscle in the gym, right? Both are kind of you could view as like a storyline, right? I would be much more entertained watching Neo than me struggle benching 135 to then benching 185 when I first started in the gym. But the thing about the gym, and this is just an example, this could be school, like getting good grades, I don't know, playing a sport, promotion at work, whatever real life endeavor. Just this example synonymous with all of those. Even though going to the gym to hit your first little milestone is not super entertaining to other people, and a lot of times yourself, right? A lot of times we don't actually want to go, we don't want to prep the meals, we don't want to diet, we don't want to do X, Y, and Z, but in the end of it, when it's done, not only are you left with like the emotions of gratification, right? Whereas, you know, you would also receive dopamine and a sense of gratification after watching a movie, but you're left with actual tangible results, actual development, whether mentally, physically, spiritually, right? And that sort of plays into, like, you know, the movie of your life, the chapter of your, you know, your life's a book, it's chapters, everything, there's a storyline to it. And I think the reason why we tend to, or I would tend to watch movies and TV shows is because every time I would exit that fantasy world into reality, instead of being exposed to an array of emotions without doing any work, you know, most of us aren't balling out celebrating insane millionaire successful victories right now. Most of us are on the come up or at the bottom stages, right? And you know, some people don't even try to leave here, but then for everyone else who's trying to get up, when you leave reality and you come into when you leave the fictional world and you enter into your reality, you know, the come up, the journey, you know, it's something you learn to love, but it doesn't feel great in the moment, right? Not having the money you want, not having, you know, whatever goal it is, doesn't feel great. Having to do the work, especially in the beginning, doesn't feel great. So when I would catch myself going into reality, I'm like, wow, like, my life is not the movies I'm seeing. Makes you want to leave and escape. But the truth is, there is no, you know, escaping does nothing but perpetuate the problem. At the end of the day, it's better off if you view yourself as the main character and accept the slow, more gradual process of making your life a movie and viewing it in that sense versus speed running emotions and plot lines through fictional characters and TV shows that will never manifest themselves into anything tangible in your life. Because at the end of the day, work, the gym, you know, me joining the Orthodox Church, these things are not blockbuster hits. But at the end of the day, it's real and it's tangible, and I'm here now versus being here when I started. And yes, it is a more gradual and, you know, harder to deal with thing to improve in real life than watch storylines on movies, but at the end of the day, it's far more worth it. And this just plays into the, you know, the concept of delayed versus instant gratification. Pretty simple stuff.